If anyone, excuse me, if anyone's here, we're going to get started in a few minutes. I just wanted to test out a few things. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Again, bear with me here. Okay. Well, that didn't work. I'm just trying to get this draft on here instead of on my phone on the desktop, so you can see it a little bit better. But just give me a minute here. Where is the draft button? I never do this on the desktop, so. That's my team. Don't do drugs, kids. And as you can see there, I've got a little picture of Ryan Leake, of I don't know, NFL draft infamy. Why is this not showing up? I have no idea where I'm supposed to look for this. I thought it was somewhere up here. Okay. I do not want to see you. Nope. Dang it. Well, I better get this figured out soon, huh? Um, all right, we'll turn on Do Not Disturb. So that doesn't happen again. All right, well, I guess this isn't going to work right. So. All right, I guess I'll just plug in my phone and do it that way, like we did it with the first one. So yeah, we're doing another draft. Annoyingly, I once again got pick 10. So I kind of wanted to do kind of look at other I don't know, kind of other areas of the draft and other ways to approach it. I mean, a draft is very, very, very dependent on which pick you have. If you have pick 1 or if you have pick 10 or whatever pick it is you have, that kind of decides what your strategy is, I guess. And someone is taking my stuff. I think this draft's probably started, so let me get it opened up here so I can at least see what's happening. So yeah, we're working our way through round 1 here. Looks like, let's see. I don't know. I'm up in 4 picks. I'm sure McCaffrey was taken first. Justin Jefferson was just taken. All right, here we go. So McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, Breece Hall, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. We got another guy on the clock. And my child must have taken one of my cords because it was not here. So let's see if we can get this on the screen. Almost there. Okay, Jonathan Taylor just went. Amon-Ra St. Brown just went. So that means that we are on the, or I am on the clock, I guess. And so we got A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs, Garrett Wilson, Derrick Henry, Puka Nacua. That's basically who we're looking at. I'm going to have to pick A.J. Brown again, even though I did in the last one. And Jahmyr Gibbs got hurt. I don't want to touch any Jets. I think that's just a train wreck of an organization. I don't care if Aaron Rodgers is their quarterback. He's 40 and just came off an Achilles tendon injury. So we're going to roll the dice on Saquon Barkley. All right, and now I'm going to get this working. All I need to do is find QuickTime. All right, where is it? Why is it not showing up here? And it's not showing up on my screen, so that's cool. I suppose I don't know. I suppose I should have started working on this sooner. All right, so let's see what's happened. So after Saquon, Kyron Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Derrick Henry got taken. I think that those are all outstanding picks. So, Jahmyr Gibbs, though, his injury, that concerns me a little bit. Isaiah Pacheco, love to have him, but just wasn't in the right pick spot. So, is what it is. This is quite annoying. Here, let's get my face off of there, and we'll see if we can get it to come up then. Nope. Where are you? All right, we're just going to and what happened to me? Oh, there we go. All right, so looks like Garrett Wilson got picked next. Again, I don't want any Jets. Then Devontae Adams, Travis Etienne, love that pick. Travis Kelce. Puka Nacua fell to 20th. That's a great spot for him. Whoever that is, Lackbase something, who hopefully you will see here in just a minute. They got Puka in a great spot. Okay, we have a little something going here finally. Jeez. No. All right. Finally. Okay, Marvin Harrison Jr. went next. Getting him in the third round. Great pick there. Then Devon Achane, I like that. Drake London. Would not touch him with a 10-foot pole. He does not have the history. People think that just because Kirk Cousins went there, that Drake London is suddenly going to become some kind of superstar. I don't see any reason that we should trust that that might happen. Cousins is coming off an Achilles tendon injury of his own. He's 36 years old. I don't know. We'll see, but yeah, Drake London, not for me. Mike Evans, great pick. Debo, great pick. Chris Olave, I don't like him that much. Again, I just haven't seen it yet. Joe Mixon, I wish he dropped me. Same with Josh Jacobs. Rachaad White. So now it is our turn. I don't know that I want to take a quarterback here. I think I'm going to wait on that. And Sam Laporta is tempting, but actually I'm going to go with Laporta and Ayuk. I'm not sure if the Brandon Ayuk he has to be traded. I'm not sure what's happened with that. I don't know if that's still possibly a thing. But, you know, proven production, fourth round pick. I'll take that. Sam Laporta, another tight end out of Iowa. They just keep pumping out tight ends like crazy. They're even pulling high school tight ends out of the state of Nebraska because, I mean, seems like there's 30 Iowa tight ends in the NFL right now, which is just nuts. And Laporta, he did get hurt last year, I think. But when he was playing, man, he was something. I mean, he's clearly the next big star tight end. So yeah. Let's see who went after that. Then we had a run of quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts. I don't love that right there. Anthony Richardson. I hate that pick. He should be dropping down the board, not getting picked above Josh Allen. C.J. Stroud. He's got a lot of weapons, and I think he'll be able to spread it around a little bit. But they also have Joe Mixon now, which gives them a running game that they didn't necessarily have before. James Cook. Love that pick. DJ Moore. I did a video the other day about some guys that just... It doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter the quarterback. Guys that just keep putting up numbers. And DJ Moore was one of them. DJ Moore has had 10 different quarterbacks throw passes to him in his 6-year career. And he has consistently put up 1,000-yard seasons. He had his best season last year. And he had Justin Fields and then Badgett or whatever that other guy's name thrown to him all year. And he put up 1,300 yards and 6 touchdowns. So Justin Jefferson was another one. And these are guys that I thought were underrated. And you might think I'm crazy to say that Justin Jefferson is underrated, but Justin Jefferson, same thing with him. I mean, he got hurt last year. He was out for 7 games. It is the first time he's missed a game because of injury since he was in high school. So I'm not really too worried about him getting injured again. I mean, his first game back, he bruised a lung and was coughing up blood in the tent, and then he was playing again 6 days later. He's a tough guy. He's motivated. And I think there's a strong case for him to be the number 1 receiver. I think that there's a strong case. I wouldn't be upset if someone picked him number 1 above McCaffrey. Another guy that I did in that video that I thought was a bit underrated was Michael Pittman. He's had 7 different quarterbacks throwing him the ball. Last year he had a rookie throwing it for 4 games, and then Gardner Minshew for the rest of the season. He put up 1,100 yards. I think that's pretty solid. So yeah, DK Metcalf, I think he's a safe pick. He should be way more exciting than he is, but it is what it is. Lamar Jackson, I think that's a good spot to get him, I guess. Jalen Waddle, very underrated. Oh, Michael Pittman just went. Kyle Pitts, honestly, I don't see any reason why Kyle Pitts is rated this high. Mahomes finally went. Good place to get him. Let's see what we're looking at. Sorry, I'm trying to get this so I don't have to keep looking down at my phone, but I'll get it figured out. Just bear with me. So we still need a running back. We need a flex guy. Flex. I'll take Collins, Cup, or Diggs. Hopefully one of them falls to me. And the running back, I'll definitely pick up Alvin Kamara here. The Saints don't really have any choice but to run. So that's what they're going to do. If Diggs goes... I hate to do this, but I might have to go with the second. Oh, no. Sweet, we got Diggs. All right, so there's our flex guy. And we'll pick Kamara. And so we've got all of our skill positions filled out except for quarterback. Need a kicker, defense, and bench guys. So we'll figure out who we're going to do for that. So yeah, let's go back into the draft, what's happening right now. James Conner, I think he's another highly underrated guy. He had some injury issues last year, and they got a rookie coming in there, but it's the James Conner show in Arizona. Malik Neighbors, he did get dinged up a little bit, and he does have Daniel Jones throwing the ball to him. But I think he's a special talent, and I wouldn't have been... I've seen him taken in the 2nd and 3rd round of some expert drafts. I'm not going to do that, but I'm not that brave. But hey, he has the talent. Dalton Kincaid, Buffalo tight end, could be tight end 1 this year. He has a lot of talent. Tank Dell, he's in a suddenly crowded wide receiver core in Houston, but C.J. Stroud's a future Hall of Famer, and Tank Dell, his fantasy production, this is a 0.5 point per reception league, but I think 67% of Tank Dell's fantasy points last year came from touchdowns. So he does score a high percentage of touchdowns. So if he's not getting the targets, he's still going to be scoring. But really, I don't think they'll have any problem making Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and Stephon Diggs happy. So Amari Cooper, love the receiver, but I typically won't draft Browns. I don't know, it just always goes bad. Kenneth Walker III, he is a great back, but keep an eye on Charbonnet, their backup. I know the former staff, really liked him, and it was kind of intended for him and Walker to start splitting carries, and I think they wanted Charbonnet to be the one who got a little bit more. I think Charbonnet is probably going to take over the number one spot just by sheer talent. I mean, nothing against Walker. He was really good for me last year. But I don't know, that situation in Seattle with the running backs, if you're drafting and you're looking for a big-time sleeper, Zach Charbonnet is a guy to take a flyer on. All right, Najee Harris out of Pittsburgh. He's split in backfield with Jaylen Warren. I think they'll both be decent, servable running backs. Second running back for a lot of people, good bench guy. Ramondre Stevenson. New England is going to be terrible again. And honestly, what else are they going to do but give Ramondre the ball? So I like that pick. I think he got it pretty cheap. Devontae Smith, I'm surprised fell that far. I was ready to take him 12 picks ago. So good pickup. Zay Flowers. I think Zay Flowers has a lot of talent, and I think that's a good spot. Mark Andrews, I really like him. He also could be the number one tight end this year. All depends on his health. DeAndre Swift, running back from Chicago. I don't really like it that much. I mean, he has flashes where he looks like just this brilliant monster running back and then just kind of disappears. And it seems like everyone who has him just ends up wanting to get rid of him and go to someone else. George Kittle, he's one of my favorite players in the NFL. Not only is he fantastic as a player, but I think the guy's hilarious and love the long hair flowing out of the helmet. Just, I don't know. I just like the guy. I had him last year on one of my teams, but he got hurt for a while. But when he was in there, he produced. David Njoku, again, I wouldn't touch anyone from Cleveland. T. Higgins, he's kind of faded a little bit over the last couple of years. All right, so it's us. Okay. So we need a quarterback. I'm going to take Dak Prescott. And I think I want another running back. And Mostert is getting up there in age. But, hey, I already got my starters. Let's see if he has another year left in him. I mean, he had an amazing year last year. Okay. So what's our team looking like? All right. So back to the picks. All right. So Jaden Daniels went right before it came to us. I don't really like that pick, especially going before Dak Prescott and a couple other running backs. Christian Kirk, I'm not necessarily sold on him. Evan Ingram, that's a great pick, great spot for him. Jaden Reed is in a very crowded four-man rotation in Green Bay. Remains to be seen how they're going to spread out the ball there. But if one of the other ones gets hurt, all of a sudden there's only three people to spread the ball between. Josh Jacobs, I think, went there to be their running back. And I think their backup from last year, I think, is still there, but I don't really think he's all that good. So Jaden Reed, I mean, it could be good, maybe not. Terry McLaurin, that all depends on whether or not Jaden McDaniels pans out, and we shall see. Tyjae Spears, he didn't really impress me when he was in for Derrick Henry last year. And they got another guy, I can't remember who it is, that he's going to be splitting carries with. So, that's, I don't know, kind of a crapshoot right there. Kyler Murray, I like that pick. I stuck him on my injured reserve list last year and just kept him there all year. And one of my quarterbacks got hurt, and Kyler Murray came in and won the league for me. Zamir White from Las Vegas, I think that's a good pick. He's going to get the ball. Vegas isn't that great. White's not all that impressive of a running back, but, it doesn't matter. He's going to get the ball. So, that's being on the field is the most important thing. Rashee Rice probably should have gone a little bit higher than this. People are kind of iffy on him because of the trouble he got in, the car accident in Dallas. But it looks like suspension isn't coming until earliest towards the end of the season, if at all. Chris Godwin, Tampa Bay, average serviceable receiver. Baker Mayfield had a great year last year. I like Baker Mayfield. I think he's a much better quarterback than people give him credit for. He unfortunately just had to, he got drafted by the Browns. If you're a quarterback and you want your career to be ended, get drafted by the Jets or the Browns. So, Tony Pollard, yeah, that's who Tyjae Spears is sharing the backfield with. I think Tony Pollard is probably going to be the more valuable one of the two. He's great at catching the ball out of the backfield. He's not going to go out there breaking a lot of tackles, but who cares? He's going to get those receptions, and he's going to get carries. Deontay Johnson, I would love if Bryce Young wasn't throwing him the ball. But even so, he's still gonna produce a bit. Keenan Allen in Chicago, that entirely depends on how what's his name, Caleb Williams turns out. I love Keenan Allen. He's getting older, but I don't care. If he had still been there when it came to me, I'd have picked him for sure. Devin Singletary stepping in for Saquon Barkley. Devin Singletary, in my opinion, is not a starting NFL running back. But looks like he's going to be the starter, so we'll see. Zach Moss last year was terrific when he came in for what's his name? Jonathan Taylor. So yeah, Zach Moss came in for Jonathan Taylor and was absolutely fantastic. I think that I don't know. I think Cincinnati could be a good spot for him, but we'll see. Jaylen Warren, I think him and Najee Harris are splitting a backfield. I think Warren is probably the better of the two, and I would have taken first. Xavier Worthy, Kansas City. I'm a little annoyed that he got taken because I was going to take him. He had the fastest 40 time in the history of the NFL Combine. It's 4.22 seconds. Just unbelievable speed. Brian Robinson for Washington. He's split in the backfield with Austin Eckler. They say Austin Eckler is the backup, but Austin Eckler is getting older, and he does kind of want a reduced workload. But I think I'd rather have Austin Eckler than Brian Robinson. Jonathan Brooks, Carolina. I really don't know a lot about him. It's our turn. Let's see. Let's draft. Shit. I don't like drafting defenses, but but I got caught off guard. Didn't realize it was our pick. So I'm okay with that though. Heck, let's do another stupid thing and let's just take care of our defense and our kicker. So there. Usually I pick those in the last 2 picks of the draft. So we're in round 10 right now. There are 15 rounds. Probably the last couple of rounds, there are people on the waiver wire, people that aren't going to get picked up in this draft, that are probably just as good or will be better than a lot of those guys in those rounds. These last, like rounds 11 through 15, I would say that half or more of the players that I pick in those spots aren't going to be on my team at the end of the year, and some of them may not be on my team by the time the season starts. If you're still listening, this is something that is kind of huge for me. I wanted to call this channel Waiver Wire Whore, because that's what I am. I work the waiver wire like crazy. I'm pretty good at spotting those diamonds in the rough and grabbing them before anyone else does. But sometimes I end up with those guys just because I make so many transactions. I mean, in 100% of the fantasy leagues I've ever been in, I have had far more transactions than any other team off the waiver wire. And the players from here on out, I mean, a lot of these guys are going to end up on the waiver wire. So even though I usually like taking a defense and kicker last, I don't know. Let's try this out. I got, I think, the best defense and the best kicker in 2 spots where I really don't know. I mean, Javonte Williams, he could be terrific at Denver. I think he was coming off a injury last year, but I saw some really good things from him. Nick Chubb, again, Cleveland, although I like Nick Chubb a lot. Gus Edwards, it's weird. I think the offensive coordinator for the Ravens, I think, went to the Chargers, and I think brought both of their running backs. Gus Edwards doesn't impress me that much, but if he's getting the ball, he's getting the ball. Jason Smith and Jigba is another highly underrated player. If I'd had more time to look at my last 2 picks, had I been paying attention instead of blabbered on and on, I might have picked him. I think he could end up easily being Seattle's number 1 receiver this year. Jordan Love, solid pick. I don't think his upside is huge, but his floor is really high, and I think that's a good, solid, safe pick. Chase Brown, yeah, he's the he could end up passing Zach Moss or beating out Zach Moss for that starter position, but most teams are platooning running backs. It's just a matter of what the percentages are going to be, what the usage percentage will be. Austin Eckler, I already talked about him a little bit. Tua, it kind of really surprises me that Tua is going this low in drafts. I think that Tua is, I mean, he's a fantastic quarterback. I don't know. I think some people think that his skill set is a little bit lower than a lot of other quarterbacks. I don't know. He has so many weapons. I mean, I just don't see how Tua ends up falling that far. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll see what happens when we get to the season. So, all right. So, gotta realize it's coming back to us. Hollywood Brown, he got hurt and is going to be out for a little while. But he could end up being really good for the Chiefs. We'll see. Curtis Samuel and Khalil Shakir. We don't know who's going to get the targets in Buffalo now that Stephon Diggs and what's the other guy? I forget his name. I didn't like him. We don't really know who's going to get the targets in Buffalo. So we'll see. I think those are good picks in that spot. Christian Watson, I already talked about the situation in Green Bay. Watson sometimes looks like he's an amazing player, and other times you're like, what is this guy doing? All right, we need some backups here. And I don't mind going down and reaching for a guy. McConkey. I think he could be Herbert's number one target, so let's take a chance. And let's get... People are hating on Brock Purdy this year. But I want a backup quarterback, and I think I'm going to take Jared Goff. I really like the Lions. I really like their scheme. They have some fantastic weapons. Amon-Ra St. Brown is just an amazing pass catcher. And they've got a couple of really solid running backs. Jameson Williams shows flashes of brilliance. I think he had to sit out for a year, or something like I think he was gambling or something like that. And he came back and he definitely showed flashes. It's possible he could end up being a superstar, but it's also possible that he could end up being out of the league in a couple of years. So Blake Corum, he's going to be backing up Kyren Williams. As far as backups go, I think that's a pretty solid one. Who do they have Kyren? Yeah, they have Kyren Williams, so that's a really good handcuff. So nice job. Chuba Hubbard, he looked really good at times last year. Don't know that much about him, but I don't know. I wouldn't be sad if I was Joshua's choice team or whatever that is. Justin Tucker, kicker. I don't know. Like I was saying about kickers, and then we got Kansas City's defense. Both good picks. I usually would wait until the last two rounds, but honestly, it really doesn't matter once you get to like round 10 or so. It's kind of a crapshoot. You want to get backup players. Charbonnet went. I was hoping he'd fall a little bit, but I didn't figure he would. So once you start getting down here to a lot of these lower ranked receivers and especially running backs, there's a great chance that pretty much every year a set of running backs kind of comes out of absolutely nowhere and has an amazing year. Kyren Williams last year, no one knew who he was when the season started. I mean, people were drafting Cam Akers in the 4th round, and I don't even think, is he even on a team now? I have no idea. Stuff like that happens every year. Happens with receiver. who'd have thought Puka Nacua would have done what he did? He wasn't drafted in most leagues. See, DeAndre Hopkins, I really like him, but he's quite a bit older in Tennessee. I mean, Will Levis is throwing to him, and I don't know. I think he'll be steady. A good streaming option. For those of you who don't know what streaming is, it's when you bring in players to basically cover for a week, like a bye week or something like that. Sometimes people will do that with positions. What I typically do with kicker and defenses is I will wait until the last round and then I'll just stream kickers and defenses all year. If one of them turns out to be pretty solid regularly, I'll keep them, but otherwise I'll just stream them in and out. I'll do that with tight ends sometimes too. Heck, last year I think I started. I think I went through 6 different tight ends. Dalton Schultz. I like that. I think he's decent. TJ Hawkinson, I love, but he got injured last year, and plus Kirk Cousins left. I don't think. And J.J. McCarthy, the Michigan quarterback who got drafted by the Vikings. Sam Darnold is also there, and they were battling it out for the number 1 quarterback position. It was looking like Darnold was probably going to maybe be the opening day starter, but McCarthy was going to take over by the end of the season. Well, McCarthy's not going to have a season. He tore his meniscus, and he's out for the year. So Sam Darnold is going to be throwing the ball, and Justin Jefferson's going to just be an absolute stud. But as far as any other pass catchers in Minnesota, so, Hawkinson, Addison, that's a big question mark. Cortland Sutton made one of the best catches of the year last year, and then, totally disappeared the next game. Brian Thomas, I'm not really all that familiar with him, so don't have much to say. Dallas Goedert, a couple years ago, was one of the best running backs in, tight ends in football, and I think he probably still is, but it seems like people aren't all that high on him this year. He didn't really have a great year last year, so I understand. J.K. Dobbins, other one the Chargers brought in. I think the Chargers, they brought in a rookie, though, that a lot of people seem to like. I haven't really gone into him yet, but I'm going to be taking a look at the rookies over the next week or so. I know the top rookies, but a lot of these lower rookies I don't know much about. Tyler Lockett, I keep expecting him to disappear, but he just keeps catching passes. I mean, he keeps it up. We're gonna take so back to that Buffalo, those Buffalo wide receivers. Keon Coleman, I think, is going to be the one that's going to end up getting the most targets. So we're going to take him here. And A.J. Dillon just always seems to get hurt. Jacoby Myers, is it Vegas? I don't like a lot of these. A lot of people seem to like Dowdle, the running back from Dallas, but he's never really impressed me that much. I mean, it's like his 6th or 7th year, and he hasn't really done anything. I talked about Addison and that whole thing. Trey Benson, some people think will be the best running back in Arizona, but I don't know. But we're going to pick him. I don't know. Connor was good last year, and it appears to be his to lose. Trey Benson, rookie coming in. You really have no idea how those guys are going to do. I mean, Isaiah Pacheco for the Chiefs was a 7th round draft pick and is now one of the top handful of running backs in the NFL. And then we see 1st and 2nd round running backs get picked that you never see again. That's why, if you haven't noticed in the NFL draft, running backs always used to get drafted really high, and they really don't anymore. There's several reasons for that. And one of them is just the nature of the position and the abuse that your body takes and all that. They're riskier. Just because they produced in college doesn't mean that they're going to produce in the NFL. It's more likely that they will, but, as opposed to a receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr. or Malik Neighbors, they're a lot more likely to produce in the NFL and to do it right away. Rookie running backs typically don't do a lot. It takes them a few years, unless they're a superstar. I mean, Derrick Henry was the backup when he first got to Tennessee, and Derrick Henry. So anyway, I think running backs need a few years, and I think that it's a lot easier to find a unheralded running back and turn them into a superstar in the NFL than it is for a lot of other positions. Of course, Kurt Warner would say not so fast, but that was a long time ago. I have no idea who I want in these lower rounds. Just, let's see. We just got one pick left. It doesn't even really matter who we pick. So, well, let's see. We got, we're pretty balanced. Is there somebody we can take a chance on? Maybe Shaheed. Ty Chandler. He did pretty amazing last year when he came in and started. But, Jacobs is there now. Brandon Cooks, he won the award for the best receiver in college his senior year. And he's been good, but I'm hearing that he may have turned a corner. He's been flying up a lot of draft boards. I think on Underdog Fantasy, he's getting picked in the top 100 pretty regularly. So, even though I hate the Cowboys, I picked their quarterback, and now I'm going to pick a receiver. So, 2 Cowboys on my team. And there we have it. So let's take a look at the team here. So Dak Prescott, I hate Dallas, but Prescott is just an amazing quarterback. He's in a mix of about 5 quarterbacks who could be the quarterback number 1 any given year. A.J. Brown, superstar. It's a testament to the depth of wide receivers in the NFL right now that he was available where he was. Brandon Ayuk, I think Brandon Ayuk played for a team with a superstar quarterback. He'd be worth a lot more, but I think he's worth quite a bit now. If he gets traded, that could be even more interesting. Now, Brock Purdy, I love Brock Purdy, and he is not a game manager like people call him, but he's also not Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes. The running backs, we'll see about Barkley and Kamara. I always worry about running backs because they get hurt. And then I got Mostert, another older guy. And then I got Trey Benson, a rookie. So we'll be looking at the waiver wire, keeping an eye on running backs. But I'm betting Stephon Diggs gets the most targets in Houston, but it really doesn't matter. I think they'll all do well. And Ladd McConkey, I'm hearing maybe the number one receiver for the Chargers. So, yeah, I like this team, and I'll probably start working the waiver wire pretty early. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. My name's Chris, and this Hippie Sports Network. I like the name, but I don't know if I'll stick with it. But I'm going to continue and live stream all of my drafts. And yeah, so if you like this content, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and keep an eye out for more stuff. I'll be live streaming some drafts, and I'll be releasing some shorter form content like the last video I released. I'm going to try to get something out every day, but, you know, I might miss a day or two here and there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and everybody have a good night.